if you're a fan of something, I personally believe it is your responsibility to critique it and to make sure that you're just not accepting the schlock that you're given. And I've noticed that there is a really big problem with a lot of people in certain fan bases that are very like unabashedly too much of a fan of something to the point where they just kind of damage control things that they know aren't good or that can be better, but they just like to bring up a bunch of excuses of why it is the way it is and why you should be okay with it, right? Like if I don't like something, I'm the problem because I'm the weird one. I'm the one that needs to conform to the thing, right? What I'm going to get into is so essentially, Secret Invasion ended last week, I think it was, and the episode was interesting to say the least. It just brought me to this, want to do this video. So as you can see, we have here is we have three characters. I'm gonna be going through all the characters in the MCU that currently exist and are planned to be in something later. And I'm just gonna go through, I guess, a hype level of like, okay, how much do I care about this character, right? Because this is like a good way to understand what the MCU looks like now versus what it looked like before Endgame, right? Because Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty are supposed to be the big culmination of three phases. This isn't an Avengers Age of Ultron. This isn't the first Avengers. This is the culmination of three phases. So this is the equivalent of what would have, been up to Endgame, right? Which was a big deal. So I'm just going to go down the list, the Rogues Gallery here, and we're just going to see the hype level for each character, at least the ones that I could pull together. So let's just get into this and see how it goes. So first things first, obviously, you see here we have The Marvels, a movie that me personally, I'm actually pretty excited for. I enjoyed the first Captain Marvel. I didn't love it. I thought it was a pretty decent movie. I thought the hate was a bit much, to be honest with you. I thought the biggest issue with that movie is Carol Danvers herself. I think a lot of people don't like her character and think she's very bland, which I can't fault people for thinking that because the whole plot of that movie is this is our central character that we're following throughout the movie is spending the whole movie trying to figure out who she is because she doesn't even know who she is. So, yeah, recipe for a bland character. I'm hoping that the Marvels turns that around and actually gives her more likable, just more stuff to like about her. We just don't really know much about her. It's not really much going for it. So hype levels around Captain Marvel specifically to see her in something else, I would say are fairly high, at least a 7 on my scale, right? Mainly because we just didn't get enough to really see of her. So I would like to see more. Then we have Monica Rambeau and Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan is like a 10 out of 10. I think out of all of the current MCU characters that are around of importance, she's definitely up there for me. The whole mutant gene stuff that's going on, that's really interesting. And just in general, Iman Vellani, I think her name is, amazing. Like, actually, perfect casting. This is probably one of the few castings in Phase 4. Yes, Phase 4. That I think is, on par with the ones that we had in the first three phases where it was like, oh, wow, Robert Downey is perfect as Iron Man. I think she's perfect as Kamala Khan. And then Monica Rambeau, like, I liked her a lot in WandaVision, but it's WandaVision. It's not really too much of her. I think there's a lot of interesting things that we can get into, though, in the Marvels. Her whole situation with her mother and how she feels against Carol. I think if they get into that, might be pretty cool. I might really like Rambo a lot more than I already do. So I would say she's about like a 6 or 7, around the same ballpark. So Spider-Man's like one of the few characters that is still around that hasn't had any bad, like, anything. Any movie that he has been in has been no less than great. So hype levels for Spider-Man, very high. I would say like a 9. Very, very high. I'd love to see what they got cooked up for the next Tom Holland movie. So let's move on. All right, here's where we're getting some weird shit. Okay, here's some weird shit. So when they announced this movie, on paper I was like, okay, so this is like our first team up movie that we've seen literally since like Endgame. We haven't really had a proper big ensemble cast movie since then. So this will be interesting. But at the same time, without knowing what the plot of this movie is and what it's actually about, and just looking at the characters we have here, nothing about this is interesting. Like the only characters up here that I actually like genuinely really care about is Bucky and maybe Yelena. Here's the thing: the characters that I think could make for the most interesting stuff are U.S. Agent and I guess Red Guardian. Like I mean, like they would make for the more interesting dialogue in the movie, right? But when I look at these characters objectively, Valentina, whatever her name is, I still don't think we've seen enough of her in an important way. She just kind of shows up, talks shit, and leaves. Ghost, who gives a fuck about Ghost? No one cares about this character. Honestly, we don't even know the situation with this character because the second Ant-Man movie ended with her still phasing out of reality or whatever the hell's going on. And the post-credit scene was them trying to go in the quantum realm to fix her. But did that happen? I don't know. I really don't know. Nor do I really care if Ghost comes back. I'd rather not actually at this point because it just adds on to the more plot holes for the MCU. So let's just ignore that. Red Guardian, he makes me laugh, and I like David Harbour, so I would like to see them on screen. Yelena, Winter Soldier, all that. Yeah, I'm down for this, but hype level is very, very low. Taskmaster, I couldn't give a I could care less about that. This is like a 4 on hype level. So 4. Here we go. Kang. Now this is Kang the Conqueror, as they have made sure to let us know. This is the Conqueror. This is the one. This is him. Before Quantumania, hype levels pretty high. I thought they casted well at the time. I thought the look. I mean, this image came out before the movie, and when I saw this, I was like, "Oh my god, he looks so cool. He looks so sick." And then I watched the movie, and he's beaten very easily by ants. Yeah, but this is our big bad right here. So what they're probably gonna do is what it seems like they have to do with a lot of things, whether it be Secret Invasion, whether it be this. Whether it be Eternals and some other things. It seems like they're just going to resort to retconning things that, they didn't like that. Well, actually, it was this thing. And I feel like that's exactly what they're going to do. They did that with Star Wars. It just seems like a thing that Disney will do. The backlash to Ant-Man 3 will affect the original plans, whatever they were for this character, and they will change them. So right now, hype levels for this Kang are very, very low. I think the movie does a bad job of making him seem like a real threat that matters. The movie literally is. I don't even know what else to say. If you've seen the movie, see the movie. It's another Kang that we see lose. So all this fucker does is throw. That's the takeaway from the movie. So now we move on to this. Because of what... Oh, God, they look worse than I remember. Because of how that Kang, the only one that I actually cared about was done, and then they put these 3 fucks on screen, this made me care even less. I hope we never see these characters. Granted, we're going to see them again, because they were set up. We have to see them again, but I hope if we do see them again, they die immediately. I don't want to see them. Was it Immortus, whatever his name? I don't care. I don't... He talks like this. I don't care. Get them out of here. They're all trash. These designs, trash. I know they're supposed to look like how they look in the comics, but you could do better. I'm sorry. There are so many goofy designs that they have adapted to the screen and made them look cool. Not one of them looks cool. I will say, though, I didn't notice this, but the guy on the right, that Kang, it looks like he has, like, timelines on his chest. Like Sacred Timeline, effect. I didn't notice that. That's actually kind of cool. But outside of that, he looks stupid. They all look stupid. Hype level for Kang the Conqueror is like a 5. Hype level for these 3 Kangs is like a 0. So, Yeah. So move on. Oh, Agatha. Agatha Harkness. Yes, Agatha Harkness. How could I forget? Um, this is one of those ones where I'm like, why? Why are we getting more of this? Granted, I do like the character. I do think she had a great presence in WandaVision. I think I would like to see more of this character. Do I think she should have her own show? I don't know, but I'm open to being convinced otherwise. This same thing happened when the original lineup of shows came out with it was Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Loki. And when they announced those three shows, Loki was at the bottom. I was like, why are we making a Loki show? What's that gonna be? I don't care about that. Anyway, it's the same situation. Why are they doing this show? I don't know. But I am open to be surprised. Maybe it'll be good. It's just they've been announcing a lot of things, specifically in phase 4 and 5, going into 6, where I don't quite see the point or how the puzzle piece fits in terms of leading to Secret Wars and leading to the Kang Dynasty. How are we getting there? That's the important thing. So, hype levels for this, also like a 5. It's like I'm mildly interested at best. Okay, here we go. Star Fox. Remember Star Fox? You guys remember this guy? No? Yeah, me neither. He was at the end of Eternals. Now, Eternals is a movie that I actually quite enjoy. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's the greatest thing in the world, but I think it's decent. I think it's pretty good. I like it. I think the character dynamics of all the characters, for me personally, I really enjoyed. It is messy in some aspects, but I think the actual like characters and stuff, I cared about everyone. Like by the end of the movie, I really dug it. So yeah, Star Fox. I don't know who he is. I don't really care who he is, and I would say my hype level. I would say it would be like a 4, but now I'm gonna lower it down to a 3 just because of this fucker. Okay. So the reason why is when I saw this movie in theaters, and waited for the post-credit scene, nothing could have prepared me for what was the worst visual effects the worst visual effects shot I think I've seen in like 10 years. I don't have the clip obviously, but if you go and look up the post-credit scene, look at this guy, it is horrible. It is terrible. This is how you're gonna introduce me to your new character, your new guy. I mean, like, just remember how they did it. Okay, so Star Fox doesn't just come in. This guy comes in first. This goof comes through like a portal or something, and then he's just talking around, like he's just talking all slum drunk, waving around with his ugly like animation, and then he's like Star Fox. So like I can't even focus on Star Fox. I'm like looking at the screen. I'm just like, huh? Like this, where the okay. So yeah, he brings it all down. He brings Star Fox down to like a 3. Maybe, yeah, like a 3, I would say. Very, very low expectations for this Star Fox fellow. Very low. Oh, here we are. Eternals. Huh. Okay. So the sad thing about the Eternals film is that they killed off one of the best ones, man. They killed off Gilgamesh. I thought he was really cool. He was like the one that was like, oh, I really hope he makes it. And then, of course, they kill him off. Same thing with Ajax. I thought Ajax could have been cool if she stuck around longer. And, yeah. The thing about the Eternals is I thought they were all cool, like, as a family. Like, that family dynamic in the first movie worked for me personally. Like, when certain betrayals were happening and certain people, realized what was happening and the emotions in those scenes, I kind of felt that, But yeah, Sprite, don't really care about. That's like the main one I don't care about. But I care about Cersei. I care about Fastos. I care about Druid. I cared about Thea. Yeah, Thea. I care about all of them. I would love to see where they go from here. I would say the hype levels for Eternals is like a 6.5. Yeah, like a 6.5. Okay. So she's on here because there's a Okoye series. I don't know if any of you knew that, but this was announced. They are making an Okoye series. Now, I think she's actually one of the best characters to come out of the Black Panther movies. So I like her a lot. What I don't like is this shit. Change this, please. This is terrible. If the show comes out and this is what it is, hype levels are low. Like like really low. Like dropping it down to like a 4, honestly. Now, if they bring it out and she's got like completely different outfit and it looks sick as fuck, we might be in like a 7 range. I don't know. But this is bad. And they even said it in the movie. They said it was bad, which concerned me because I was like, well, it's bad and you're choosing to use it anyway. It doesn't make the joke funny. It's just bad. Like I don't just do better. Then we have Ironheart. I continuously forget that she's even getting a project, a show. I don't even know what it is about. Really, I don't. But I do kind of like the idea of her suit being more like a Gundam. I think that's sick. This design specifically, not so much. It kind of looks like Power Ranger E stuff. I wish it was a bit more of an inspired design. It just doesn't look that unique. So anyway, Ironheart the character, and in the movie they don't really give her much, and this is a trend. They have when we go through this, you'll see they have announced a ton of new characters, and I can hardly recall like any key character traits about them when I look back on them. Like when I look back on Ironheart, what about Ironheart is compelling to me? And I'm just like, well, she's smart. Um, she goes to school. She's good at hustling, I guess, people's homework. Like she does homework for people for money or something. And that's kind of it. I don't know. She does that one cool part in the movie. She's like, "Let's go." That's like the best part. Um, yeah, that's Ironheart. That's her character. Then we have Echo. Who cares? Actually, who cares? I want to know. Do you care? I don't care. So I thought. I also forgot to rate Ironheart. I would say hype levels for Ironheart are like a 4. Echo, 2. No hype. Almost no hype. The only reason she gets the 2 is because of this fucker right here. He's gonna be in her show. So because he's there, I'm gonna have to be there. So Daredevil, his hype is like an 8. Yeah, a strong 8. Very, very hyped to see some Daredevil. Um, anyway, we have Blade. Huh. You know why I used the Wesley Snipes image? Is just because there is no image. This movie was announced almost 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I think, right now. And we have yet to see this guy in costume. He has not shown up in any project. So this is the image I got to use. When they announced this movie, hype levels were very, very high. Very high. But now, since then, there's been a lot of bad news about, the directing, like who's going to direct it. The script apparently is not coming together. All recipes for a disaster. So hype levels have plummeted. I would say my hype level for Blade is like at a 3. It's very low. The future of Marvel is bleak. Forgive me, I don't know how to pronounce her name. I know how to spell it, but I'm not going to pronounce it because I don't want to butcher it. But this is Shang-Chi's sister. Shang-Chi, one of my favorite Marvel movies. Love that movie. His sister, didn't get a ton, but what little she had was good. I am interested and intrigued to see what her whole ordeal with and what direction she's going to take the 10 rings in. I think something really cool could come of that. And just honestly, a martial arts based series or whatever it is they're gonna make regarding the 10 rings is interesting to me. I would like to see what that is. So I would say hype levels are fairly high. Say like a 7. And then we have Shang-Chi himself. I can't lie. Hype levels are very high. That first movie was just really, really, really good. It hit all. It scratched all the itches. It hit all the right, check boxes for me personally. The music, immediately like great identifiable theme that represents the character really well. The action scenes, very inspired, very well done. Just the drama and the heart of the movie was very well executed. Every time I get to that third act, emotions swell and I start feeling shit. And that's all I want from movies. I just like that feeling. I want to feel things when I watch movies. Shang-Chi was a really good movie, and I cannot wait to see this character back again. This is probably the only character I would say is like super high 9. Dare I say 10 out of 10. I want to see him back immediately. Very excited to see whatever Shang-Chi is going to be doing in the future. Then we have Doctor Strange and Clea. Yeah, you heard me. Clea. I don't know who that is. I don't. She looks kind of cool. I mean, I know she's like his lover or something in the comics or something like that. This third eye shit is so ugly, dude. They need to fix that whenever the new one comes out. That CG effect needs to be perfected because it looked so bad. I love Doctor Strange. He's one of my favorite Marvel characters as well. I would say hype levels are meandering. I don't really know where they are because I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know what they would do with his next movie. I would say hype levels for Doctor Strange are like 6.5. Clea 0. Don't know who she is. Don't care who she is. Make me care. That's the problem with these things, right? They show a character, and they're like they end a movie. You sit in your seat. You got your popcorn or what's left of your popcorn, the last bit of your drink, the last few sips, and you're chatting with your buddies while the credits are rolling, and then it gets all the way to the end. You've sat there for probably about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you just get this nothing burger, literal nothing burger. Like he's like walking down the street. I don't know if he's eating a hot dog or something. He's doing something, and then all of a sudden his third eye opens. And he's like, oh. And then she comes through a portal and is like, you want to get crazy? And he's like, yeah. And then they leave. It's like, what was that? What was that? It's nothing. It's absolutely. And they keep doing it. I don't know. You'll see. They keep doing it. Look, let's move on. Actually, this one. Okay, spoilers for Guardians 3. Hopefully you've seen it. If you're watching this, you should have seen it. It's a very good movie. These are the new Guardians. I could not find a high quality image, so this is what we make do with what we got here. Okay. Groot. Who doesn't love Groot? I love Groot. Rocket. I love Rocket. So I'm very hyped, and I love Kraglin and Adam Warlock and Cosmo. The only 2 characters that I'm like, is this Phyla character? But granted, we don't know who she is. I'll cut them slack on her. She hasn't really like been given a chance, so we don't know. And then I don't even remember the name of this weird furry creature. I don't really care. But I was shocked that this creature stuck around. To be honest with you, I didn't think. I thought like it was just gonna be a joke in the movie, and then you'd never see it again. But it's part of the team. So I would say hype levels for Guardians are weird, because a Guardians movie without James Gunn doesn't sound like a Guardians movie. But I love the characters, so I can't help but be hype. I think hype levels for this are like at a strong 8. Very strong 8. And then we have Captain America, Sam Wilson himself. So, this movie's right around the corner, actually. I really hope it's good. But hype levels? I say around a 7. I'm mainly hyped because I'm interested in what a Captain America with no powers even, like what kind of movie and restrictions does that force on you as like a director or writer to make something that's very compelling with a character that's a hero, but he's also like a human and he doesn't really have much going on, for him when it comes to powers and stuff. So that kind of forces you to not have a big CG crazy action bullshit thing at the end. At least I would hope not. So I'm very interested. I want to see what this movie's about. So yeah. Oh brother. Okay. Let me get this straight. I think She-Hulk is a really good show. I think it is like an 8 out of 10 show with a awful dog shit last episode. Like even the people that are fans of the show hate the last episode. Like, you can say what you want about the rest of the show. I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. But that last episode was really, really bad. And for it to end with Hulk showing up to a cookout and is like, "Hey guys, here's my son," and then we cut the credits. Who is this? Like, actually, who is this? I don't know who this is. I don't like that is like, when you think about it, that is a crazy bombshell to just drop in your show. It's like, yeah, Hulk has a kid now. The end. Okay. See you in 5 years when we like answer the questions you may have, because they're not getting answered anytime soon. And this is the problem, is they keep doing this. They keep ending a movie saying, "Oh, here's Star Fox. See you in 5 years. Oh, here's Clea. See you in 5 years." Like, we don't know. Like, it's nothing. It is a nothing burger. It is actually better to just end the show without showing this person and then just be that. So we don't have a thing that's just lingering that we always have to think about and always have to speculate about. That means nothing for 5 years. Like, before, it was okay because, like, you would watch, like Civil War, and there'd be something at the end of Civil War that goes straight into the next thing, and then there'd be something in that thing that goes straight into the next thing. But now there's just none of that, dude. It's none. Look at this. Who is this? Why do I care? Who is this? I remember when I was looking through characters to find for this, when I saw this, I was like, oh, I forgot this fucker. I literally forgot. Who is this? I'm also forgetting hype levels. Let me go back. Scar is like a 2. Which I should not be saying a 2 for Hulk's son. That should be hype. That should be cool. You gotta stop doing this, man. Like, who? Hercules? Okay. Is he gonna sing? If he sings, I'll be down. It's like, "I will find my way." If he starts saying that shit, I'll be hyped. If he said that in the post credits, I'd be hyped. Disney can do that legally, I think. I don't know. Who is this? I don't care. Zero. Okay. This is Rhodey. The reason I have this as Rhodey is because the other Rhodey, I don't even know him anymore. Which feeds into our problem. Who is that? I don't know who that is. So I guess this is Rhodey now. This is the one, at least this is one I can trust. The other one, I don't know. I don't know when he was real or not. So this is Rhodey. Hype levels for Rhodey or / Armor Wars. I don't know. Question mark. That's the rating. Question mark. Kate Bishop. I like this character. I really do. Which is why it's really sad to say hype levels are like a 4. I don't know what the plan is. I don't know why. Why was she set up? What is her end goal? What is Kate Bishop's role going into Secret Wars? I would answer it. Please let me know. What is her role? What is her? You get it. You get the point. Why? Why are we doing this? Why? America Chavez. Another one. This is a character that was brought in. I thought, through seeing the trailers for Multiverse of Madness, I was like, oh, cool. She seems pretty cool. She can punch portals and go through, different multiverses. That's kind of neat. She seems like she'll be very integral going forward. Oh, we haven't seen her since. Huh. And then when I look at this character, she screams to me, which is really bad, but she screams to me the MacGuffin character. She is the character that will appear in Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty, whichever one, and she will be there for the sole purpose of plot. She will be there because she is the one that can punch holes through dimensions, and we need her because if we have her, then we can form whatever plan we need to beat Kang or to beat whoever. That's what this character being put in Doctor Strange screams to me. Like, that is why we brought her in, for that. Not because We want to bring America Chavez to the screen and show people why she's this really great and amazing character. No, we just need her so that when we do the Secret Wars thing, she can punch a portal for us. That's all. It's like, huh, okay. Hype levels very low, and I did like the little that we got in Multiverse of Madness for her, but it's very low. It's like a 4. It's a lot of 4s, man. It's not a good time to be a Marvel fan. Here's Shuri. Shuri is in the middle. Black Panther 2 was okay. I didn't love it, but I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good movie. And it gave a lot of depth to Shuri. A lot of traits. She's one of the few characters that are in the current new MCU that I actually like. You can actually look at this character and like really like. There's a lot there, you know. There's a whole lot there. Whereas you look at someone like Kate Bishop, or you look at, you know, some of the other people, and you're just like, there's not really much going for you. At least not anything that's unique. I also just realized I forgot to put Stature on here, or Scott's daughter, but that just goes to show, who cares? I don't care. She's not on here, and I'm not gonna re-edit this video to put her on here. She's a 0. Sorry, I don't care about Cassie. But yeah, Shuri is like an 8. I would say an 8. I'm excited to see Shuri back in whatever way they do. Moon Knight. People love Moon Knight. I like that. I like the character design. I think the character design is peak. It's hard. For that, like, that carries. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think his show is kind of mid, but his backstory is pretty good. It's very interesting. You end that show caring a lot about Mr. Mark Spector, or whatever his name is. Yeah, you end the show caring a lot about him. So, I would say like a 7. I do want to see where he goes. I want to see some more Moon Knight. Then we have I literally just Googled her name and I already forgot it. I think it's like Lisa or something. I don't know. I don't remember really much anything of her, to be honest with you. So I gotta be honest and say hype levels are like a 1. I think she looks really cool. Like, but I just don't remember this character. We're getting to the point where it's like this stuff is blending together, man. I don't remember much about her, to be honest. So sorry. White Vision. See, like, I know everyone that just saw this, they're like, oh, I forgot about. Yeah. Yeah. Even he's shocked. He's like, huh? I'm in this shit. Yeah. White Vision. So hype levels for White Vision. Where I have none. I don't even know when are we seeing White Vision do, and we haven't seen him in like 3 years, I feel like, or something. Will he pop up? Who knows? This is what I'm talking about. We have so many plot threads of these fuckers that are just like, hey, I'm here, and then they dip, and it's like, see you in 5 years. Like, okay, I guess. I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last one. Black Knight. Another character that, despite it being like 3 years since his movie, has yet to don his attire, similar to Blade. So, don't care. He's barely in Eternals. Barely in it. And all he does in the movie is just, Cersei, you gotta tell me what's going on. And like, that's all he does. That's all he does in the whole movie. That's it. We know he has some bloodline or something, and there's a sword that's talking to him. Interesting, I guess, but I don't know what I just don't know. I don't know. Hype levels are 0. So as you could tell from this video, in general, hype levels are just very low for most of the characters that are going to be important moving forward. And I'm in this in-between spot where, like, I literally just don't know what to root for anymore. I'm just waiting for the X-Men. I gotta be honest. I'm just waiting for the X-Men. Fantastic Four is also cool, but everything that I care about seems so far away. It really does. Can't wait for Deadpool 3 though. That'll be something for me. But all this other stuff, it's hard. It's hard to to try and be a fan of it, because I really am a fan. I want this stuff to be good, but when I tune into this stuff and get disappointed time after time, eventually you got to sit there and ask yourself, demand better. We deserve better. So that's what this video is about. I just thought it really puts things in perspective when you go through the lineup of what we have versus what we had pre-Endgame, and it's just like, man, we took that for granted, kind of. Pre-Endgame, we cared about every single one of those people. And I'm looking at what we have here, and I'm just like, there's a lot of people I do not care about. And they have yet to make me care about them. So, whew. This is not looking good. But, you know, James Gunn, he's cooking over there. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's all. This is a really long video. I don't know how long I'm going to cut it down to. But I'll see y'all tomorrow.